From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Will Jones in for Nick Monticelli. Welcome to Local 4 Live. We're streaming here on Local 4 Plus and YouTube to get you caught up on the big stories of the day and bring you conversations with the people making news. Let's take a look at what we have planned for you today. It's one of Detroit's most historic homes, but you might not know it if you pass it. We're talking about the two-story flat where Rosa Parks lived for decades. Well, the city is trying to change that, and we're chatting with the director of Detroit's Historic Designation Advisory Board. Another piece of history is over on the state's west side. A lighthouse that's over 150 years old is about to crack open the front doors again. Plus, Tigers outfielder Kerry Carpenter is used to the spotlight and cameras at Comerica Park, but now he's got to flex his acting chops. We're talking about him and the team's hot streak at the new Comerica commercial, I should say. He's then in Ann Arbor. The work to clean up a blighted site is about to pay off. The city is putting an opening date on its newest park. Let's start with the weather and the possibility of storms again today. Forewarned meteorologist Ashley Bearsey is here. And it's warm out right now. You're going to be watching for storms.
Right. I mean, at least we don't have the extreme heat. It's hot. It's muggy. Don't get me wrong. But we don't have the extreme heat. However, the front that brought those storms yesterday has kind of parked itself over southeastern Michigan. So that instability and active pattern will be with us once again. We're taking a look at satellite and radar where we do have some of those showers pushing from west Michigan towards our area. And so we will be in and out of some shower chances. I put the frontal boundary on there for you, and those rain chances just right along that. And so if that's not moving much over the next day or two, well, we're going to continuously see some of those shower chances. Now, there is a risk for some of them to be severe today, but mainly south of I-94. And so that marginal level 1 risk that all of southeastern Michigan was under yesterday is now pushed south of I-94. If you remember, the outlook for today was 696 southward. So they've peeled that back even more, pushing it down closer to the Ohio state line. But as far as the threats on the table, exactly like yesterday, we could see some of those damaging wind gusts around 60 miles per hour, and certainly some flash flooding when you get those pockets of heavy downpours in just a short amount of time. We saw that happen along I-75 yesterday. Right now, though, those clouds might not look picturesque, but boy, is that going to help us out with the temperatures. And so we are starting off in the 70s as opposed to the 80s that we had at this hour yesterday. So 72 in the city, 76 in Ann Arbor, 72 in Pontiac, and 77 in Monroe. The other factor that will help us out yesterday and the day before that, and the day before that, we had a southwesterly breeze pumping in the warm air from the south. Well, now those winds have shifted coming out of the north, and so we're not going to have the oppressive heat, though the humidity will still be more on the oppressive side. So it's muggy today, but we only get into the low to mid 80s compared to the mid 90s that we had yesterday, and those storm chances will definitely be more prominent in our southern communities like Monroe and Lenawee County. So we'll walk you through a closer look at that timeline of when those storms potentially develop coming up in a few minutes. But who would have thought about a week or two ago that low to mid 80s we'd be rejoicing, saying that that's a cool down?
I'm one of those folks who like it really hot, so the 90s didn't bother me.
It didn't bother you?
Not at all.
It's not the heat as much as it is the humidity.
Yeah.
You know, we always talk about the dry heat out in Arizona. Like, that's more tolerable than when you go down in Florida and it's the oppressive, heat. So I can take the hot temperatures. Just can we get a break from the humidity? Yeah. But I mean, you don't have to worry about the humidity as much. Well,
it does impact me because I sweat more.
Okay,
and you were saying, I think you were trying to make a hair joke here.
I was.
And when I shave my head, I sweat more after shaving with the humidity.
Well, you have a nice matte look right now.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, in 1 hour, the former Warren police officer charged in a deadly crash last September will be back in court. James Burke is accused of speeding in his patrol car while on duty, crashing into an SUV and killing 2 men. Earlier this week, the attorney representing the victims' families released new video as part of a lawsuit. Burke's hearing is scheduled for 1 o'clock. A state police trooper helped catch a hit-and-run driver who struck a Detroit police officer. This is where the chase ended Monday night near I-75 in Holbrook. State police say one of their bike team troopers leaving Belle Isle witnessed a car hit a Detroit officer who was directing traffic near downtown. Troopers say the driver took off and crashed. We're told he tried to run away, but the troopers caught up with him. We're still waiting on an update on the officer's condition. Neighbors in Springfield Township coming together to stand against a gravel business. We've told you about the levee company trying to get approved for land along Ormond Road. The company wants to mine gravel and other materials on the land. It will be split in 5 phases and take more than 20 years. Last night, people packed a planning commission hearing to make it known they don't want the company to move in, and they are worried about health effects from the mining business.
This pit will be an environmental disaster. It will be a sound disaster. There's just so many things wrong. There's no benefit to our community.
The silica dust that gets kicked up in the mining process can travel up to 5 miles. It's been measured at unsafe distances up to 5 miles, especially for kids. I got little kids. They are extremely vulnerable to this silica dust, and it causes cancer.
The township has not made a decision to give the levee company the green light or not. Leaders say they want to learn more and plan to hire their own investigators to look into the project. President Donald Trump is in the Netherlands right now for the first full day of the NATO summit. The conflict between Israel and Iran is likely to take center stage as the nations prepare to address defense spending. The ceasefire between Israel and Iran appears to still be in effect. Meantime, an early report claims Iran's nuclear program is delayed and not as destroyed as President Trump has claimed.